In this video, we're going to cover the 3 Telegram missions that Rockstar just dropped called the Tough Business Missions. We're also going to go over some guides on how you can get through these cleanly, and I'm going to go over my thoughts and opinions on what I think of these 3 missions added. For those of you who are new, we're just going to quickly go over how you start these missions. They're quite simple. You go to the local post office or your lockbox in the camp. You then get the telegram, which you can open from your satchel. It's just under the letters section here. And then you can pick the tough business ones and then pick the mission you want to play. What makes these telegram missions a little different than the other telegram missions is that there is no auto aim or there is no enemies on the minimap in any of the 3 missions in any of the modes that you played in. If you're a running gunner, this is a lot easier in the standard mode because you get like 2 extra lives, but if you're a stealth player, I actually find it a lot easier in Ruthless mode because if you mess it up, you can just get killed and you can restart almost instantly. Pay wise, these seem to pay more or less like every other kind of a mission in the game, meaning that the 10 to 12 minute mark is where you get most of the payout. The gold payout is completely standard, meaning that you get exactly what you get in any other kind of missions based on the time that you do. I'll stick a little payout chart just up here so you can look through them if you'd like to see. To give you an idea and a few examples of how much you're going to get from these missions, if you were to complete the good and the bad on Ruthless mode with no alerts, waiting a full 30 minutes, you'll get 48 nuggets of gold, 1058 XP and $70.83. I don't recommend that you wait around for the full 30 minutes. Usually 10 to 12 minutes is a nice sweet spot to wait because you can just start another mission and make even more money that way. So for another example, if you're doing the good and the dead and taking 12 minutes to do the whole mission, you will get 24 gold nuggets, 579 XP and $38.78. So overall, these missions do seem to kind of showcase that Rockstar are working on more stealth mechanics, which is definitely something I like. The stealth in Red Dead Online has always been a bit iffy, and you can definitely see that Rockstar has been putting a bit of effort behind the scenes to make it better. For example, before if you hit an enemy and you didn't kill him, every enemy was instantly alerted that you were there and they knew exactly where you were. This time though, if you hit an enemy and he goes down, as long as he doesn't fire off a shot or no one sees him go down, you can hit him again and hit him again. And if no one sees it and no one hears it, you will get away with it. I've also had an enemy finding a body and then searching for me and they didn't know instantly where I was. That said, most of the time when you fire a shot, they just instantly know where you are anyway. They also added some odd things which I don't quite understand, like they put them as like little clues. I don't know, these seem very half-baked to me. For example, in the Cold in Hell, you can stumble across a binocular set, which I thought was really cool. I thought you were going to be able to like place enemies on the minimap if you spot them with the binoculars, but you can't. And in fact, all you can do is look through the binoculars. I don't really understand really the point of it. I mean, I looked through the first time I picked them up, and after that I just never bothered picking them up again. That said though, for the most part it does seem quite fair when you're trying to do stealth towards this. But that said, the stealth here is still very basic. There's a lot of things like they could add, like throwing a stone to grab someone's attention, disguises that would let you walk through certain parts, as well as the ability to like stash bodies and things, as well as hide in bushes and stuff like that. And it does kind of bother me that when you do get into trouble and you're making a getaway or something like that, enemies just like spawn around you, and if they spawn a bit further back from you, they can just catch up to you so easily. It's like they've way faster horses until they don't need to have a faster horse, and then they can stay right up beside you. It just feels kind of cheap, to be honest. That said, these missions are free, so like they didn't cost anything to play the missions, and they're able to be accessed by the first level players if they want to. It can be a lot of fun to go free aim and balls to the wall with your guns. But that said, I personally like to do the stealth as I find it a bit more challenging than just going in guns blazing with tonics. So I'm going to give you a few pointers for all the 3 missions, and I'm going to give you all the stealth approaches for all 3 missions. The first mission is called the Good and the Dead, and to be honest, this is the easiest one of the lot. It is kind of cool that when you show up, you're actually looking for a specific individual. He's always got the same top hat, an eye patch and some spurs, and he is pretty distinguished, to be fair. Now, even when you get close to him, he's not going to show up on your minimap, which I think is kind of cool because it does like let you immerse more into the game world, which I do like seeing more of that kind of gameplay. He can spawn in a variety of places. Either he'll spawn inside the market where he'll walk around trying to threaten money off people. Either that or he also spawns over here in this area here. He can also spawn just walking up the street, either with some thugs beside him, or he'll spawn with some women when he staggers up the road from the pub or something. So just wander around the streets and check a few spots and you will come across him. When you do find him, you just have to play the waiting game and he will put himself into a vulnerable position. Either he'll take a whiz on a wall somewhere where there's no one can see him, or he'll walk down a dark alley. Once you see your opportunity, take your opportunity. And that's it. There isn't a whole lot to this mission and I don't think a lot of people are going to have trouble with it, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. Next is the Cold and the Dead, which is a lot of fun shooting them up, to be fair, but they do try to encourage you to get a higher payout to do this stealth wise. So if you do want to do this 100% stealth approach, it is pretty easy. Just follow my route here. The enemies are all static. Some of them move in certain patterns, but for the most part a lot of them are just static and always spawn in the same spots. You'll first come across a roadblock with one guard there, which you can easily avoid by just following the way I'm going here. Of course you can kill him as well if you want. There is a guard to the left there as well, but you can just avoid him by just following that exact path that I'm going here. Then just ride down a little bit more and you can use eagle eye to see easier in the nighttime. If you look right down there, there's actually binoculars. That's where I showed you the binoculars at the start, but I just skip it here. And then you just want to run down, and normally there's a light here, but this time there isn't. There is one guard just sitting around here and I usually like to take that guard out. And this will put you into a really nice position to kind of approach the camp. So there's going to be two guards that kind of patrol and just in front of me, and what they like to do is they both gather around the fire just there. You can see here on the map there's actually 3 spawn areas that you want to search, so we're going to make our way over there. I use my bow primarily when I'm doing stealth. I just find it a lot more reliable than, we'll say, the throwing knives. Also, if you mix this with painted black, it just makes life so much easier for you if you don't really like free amp. So here you just wait till they're in position together and you can just easily get 2 shots and take them both out quietly and quickly. I usually like to gather my arrows when I kill people, just don't like to waste them. But once you got those 2 guys, you can take out the next guy over here. You'll see him around there. He likes to hang around. And then there's one more guy, he's just still out of view a little bit, but he's in front of us there behind that rock. So just make your way into position. And then you can take that guy out there as well. The reason I'm using this video as my example to show you my route is because I actually got the spawn on the last search I was looking. So this is normally where I'll go. I'll first come up to this house just up here and just keep an eye out. There is a patrolling guard that'll walk up and down there, so just keep an eye out for him. But if the coast is clear, you can easily just make your way into the house and check to see if the list is in there. When I'm inside, I decide I'm going to wait to get a clear shot at the patrolling guard just to play it safe. But as long as the guards are out of line of other guards, you can easily get the shots nice and clean off. Next, I just take out the guard that's guarding the door to the house that I want to get into. Then you can just make your way into the house and you will find a guard sleeping on a bed. You don't have to kill him if there's nothing in there to loot, but if there is something to get, you might want to send an arrow through his head. Don't use anything else, as he will just wake up and start fighting you and alert everyone. So if you haven't got the list yet, you want to make your way to the final house. It's just over there, and you are going to find a guard that's going to be inside. So just be careful when you're coming in the door to not come in too fast. But he's just there by the fire, and let's take him out. And that's it. Now you have the lockbox and you have the list inside it, so just open it up and grab the list. To make your way out, just retrace your steps. You've already cleared all the guards that you needed to clear, so you should be fine. So just make your way back over to the other 2 houses, down around that way, and then across over to the fire, and then it's more or less clear sailing all the way back. Don't forget that there is that one guard back at the checkpoint that you need to take out, but if you don't alert anyone to this point, you're not going to have anyone chase you on the way out. It did take a while to get the perfect route, and to be honest, it is a lot of fun if things do go awry anyway. Just make sure that you have enough health tonics and you have enough ammo as well, and make sure your guns are clean. Just basic things going into this mission and you should be fine. The last mission is called Frontier Justice and is actually not really a pure stealth mission. I don't think there is any bonus for doing this 100% stealth, but it is kind of fun to do this stealth, and if you are a lower level, it is definitely a lot easier to do this with a stealth approach. How this works is there are 3 wagons that you need to blow up. 2 of them are currently inside an armadillo and 1 is outside coming into armadillo. So what you want to do first is grab the one that's outside. To do that, you will have to get its location, and to get the location, you just have to get into the barracks or the jail. So if you follow my exact route here to the letter, you won't alert any of the guards beside you. You can just hop over this fence then and go into the jail, and you will find 1 guard inside that you can just take out. To your right, you will see that there is a fireball. I usually grab that first to replenish my stock. Sadly, my new Elgato capture card is stuttering the whole time. Been talking to customer service for like 2 weeks, yet still have the problem, no solution. But anyway, once you're here, just untie him here and he will tell you the location of the wagon. It's always in the same spot, but once you untie him, it will actually spawn for you. Otherwise, you'll have to wait a certain time for it to spawn. So now that you know it has spawned, you can just make your way back up the exact way that you came in, grab your horse, and then ride over to the position that I'm going to go. Now, it's best to take a wide berth when going around just so you don't alert any of the guards where you're going. But you really want to get here as fast as possible, because the closer that gets to Armadillo, the less likely you're going to be able to take this out quietly. It spawns up at Twin Rocks and then works its way down to Armadillo. So you can actually take the guards out silently with like 2 arrows. But honestly, I just take it out with either dynamite, or you can also take that one out with a fire arrow as well. Just shoot one of the main guys on the front riding it, and that will set the 2 of them on fire and blow up the wagon. Then once you've that done, just make your way back to Armadillo, come in from this side right here, and you can easily take out the guard there, hop the fence, and there's going to be another guard over here on the right just by the railing. So you can take him out fairly comfortable as well. Then just make your way down, and there's going to be 1 guard up there on the roof. You can take him out. It's best to take him out first because he can see you kill this guy down here, but then take him out. Apologies again for the stuttering, it's kind of ruining a lot of my footage. But then you can take this guard out here, and then take the one out just over here. He actually patrols, but he's usually in that spot. Then you can finally take out the last one. Now you want to move this body because that wagon just in front of us is going to ride through the main street of Armadillo, and if they see that body, they will alert the guards. So you can just drop it off here and then run and get back on your horse. Then you can make your way to this area just west of the train station and just wait. It shouldn't take too long, and kind of depends on how fast you've killed everyone up to this point. But once it's there, all you have to do is follow it down and shoot it with a dynamite arrow. You can take the 2 guards out if you want with the bow, but of course that has prone to error. So using a stick of dynamite will just blow that thing straight up. Using a fire arrow actually won't set it on fire for some weird reason, but the dynamite stick works a treat. Next, you just want to make your way back to the train station and sneak in with your melee weapon of choice. Here you'll find 1 hostage to be rescued, so just take out the guard quietly and release the hostage. What this hostage tells you is that there is a jug of moonshine in the local bar, so you can get that if you want. But once you have him freed, you can make your way out through these doors, and you can just pick off the guard that's right outside. For some reason he doesn't hear you if you just walk right in front of him, and you can just get that kill nice and clean. Once you have him taken out, I like to work my way up the right hand side. So just come over here. There is going to be a guard like just there you can take out. There is a guard in the house to your left, and sometimes that actually does alert him, but it doesn't here. So sometimes you might want to take out the guard in the house first. As you can see, I did mess that up, and so I killed him when he's on the ground, and then 1 guard kind of got saw it, but I had him killed before he could alert anyone. And that's actually what I really like about these little changes. I mean, before, as soon as a guard saw you, every guard could see you. Whereas here, you know, as long as you can kill him before he legitimately alerts everybody, you're fine. So this is the guard I was saying I usually will probably kill first now. But this particular run, I decided to leave him last. Again, there is just a weird thing where he sees out the window or something, but once you kill him and rescue that hostage, basically you can pick up 2 sticks of dynamite in there and then you can make your way over here. What I like to do here is take a long wide berth and just go up this little embankment here, because there's going to be 2 guards up here by a fire, and there's going to be one to the left near the schoolhouse. So take out the one by the fire first, then take out the guy that's threatening the other NPC, and then take out this third one right here. Make sure you collect the arrows and rescue the NPC as well. I think this NPC tells you where the fire bottles are in the jail, but I'm not 100%. But anyway, once you rescue him, you can make your way over here and pick off the last 3 guards on this side. So take off this guy first, then you can comfortably take off this one right there, and then make your way over to the last one. Now the thing about this guard, if you were to take these guards out at the start and you kill this one, for some weird reason the 2 guards that I took out to the west before, they would have seen this, even though if you take those 2 guards out first, he can't see them. So maybe he's just got bad eyesight or something, but if you do it in this way, you should be fine. Next, you want to make your way to my favorite part of this mission, which is the bar, where you can just go in and machete the living crap out of everyone in there. Doesn't matter which door you come in. I just took the back door this time, but I usually take out this guy first. And the rest of the guys don't seem to care that much. They'll try to fight you, but they really don't put up much of a fight, to be fair. So once you kill those 3, you want to make your way up the stairs, and there is one final one up there. If you're really fast and you rush him, he won't even, like, they can actually start fighting you, but if you get him quick, you can just kill them like that fairly easily. So pick up the flammable moonshine in case you don't have it and you want to restock up your flammable moonshine. That said, it is kind of crap in this mission. It doesn't really do anything except, you know, that you make a little trail to burn that stuff up. It's not going to help you stealth wise anyway. So there is going to be 2 or 3 guards up here you need to take out as well. This wasn't my best go at taking him out quietly, but it still for some reason managed to stay without alerting. Even though I think a shot got off when I was killing them, but it just, since they were the last guards there, I think there was no one there to alert it to. Normally when you alert the guards, you're going to have guys and horses flying in to kill you, and they'll just spawn everywhere and just come in to kill you. But as you can see here, there isn't a guard in sight, so I got away with it. Now the next problem is that you have to deal with the final wagon, I think it is. It's basically just a pile of explosives. One of the first things I actually wanted to do was use enough moonshine to get me right outside the city limits and then burn it and have the trail come all the way in, blow it up, and then I was well out of the way, so thought that would work. Sadly, it doesn't. Once you go too far, it kind of forgets how far the trail is and it just ends about halfway. In fact, I tried a few different ways of doing this and it's all kind of the same. It doesn't really work. So I think in this one I just laid a short trail and then I just set that on fire with fire bottles. The problem is this is as far as you can get without alerting anyone, because as soon as that thing goes up, the guards are on you. Like, there's actually no guards left in Armadillo, but as soon as you're riding away, it says escape the area. So yeah, I think as soon as that happens, once you get escape the area, guards will just start spawning. I actually started riding away to see if I could kind of get like a head start from him. So like that's why I left the trail, set the trail on fire, and then rode as far away as I could. But unfortunately, once you get too far, the game just deletes your trail of fire and it's not there anymore. So you actually had to go back and wait for it to blow up. This time I actually used a stick of dynamite to make sure that the job gets done, and then I also made sure to supervise the explosion. And that's it. Once you have it blown up, you just have to ride away as fast as possible. A shotgun here is going to be one of your best friends. Also, again, painted black if you don't really like free aim is also a lot easier to do. If you're a low level, make sure you have a few level 3 tonics as well if you can get your hands in them. Any tonics will do, but just tonic up when you're riding away, because when you get to this area right here where I am on the map, they're going to just go away anyway, and you can just ride it off into the sunset and that will complete the mission for you. Again though, there is no actual bonus for doing this mission stealth. This is actually just I think it's more of a run and gun kind of a mission, but doing it stealth definitely gives you a bit more options, I think, to play it. That's it for all of the 3 missions that they have added. To be honest, it's a nice little surprise that they've added, but it could be better. Here's hoping that they finish off this year strong and we get a nice good update to finish us off in December. If you have any tips or tricks yourself for any of these missions, why not let us know below in the comments. It's always good to hear from ye. A massive thanks as always to everyone who supports the channel, especially to the members. You guys are awesome. Really, I sincerely mean it. You guys are amazing. So that's it, people. I'll catch you in the next video.